Governor Whitmer releases her reins on bowling centers in Michigan. And today we take a look at the Brunswick website to see what's new over there and what kind of cool stuff they have on their site. Everything that you can get over at bowlerx.com here on the LTC show. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome to the LTC show. I'm JR Raymond, your host, and today we talk a little bit about some big news coming from Michigan, which is the state that I'm from. We've been locked down out of bowling centers for quite some time now, and we've been waiting to be released from the reins of Governor Whitmer, where we want to be able to get back into bowling centers and get back to work and do the things that we love to do. But for the longest time, we were one of the last, we have been one of the last states that have been shut down and told that we were not allowed to be in bowling centers or gyms or movie theaters or any of that stuff. And yesterday she had finally announced, although very vague in her announcement, that bowling centers could open again, and we're still trying to determine and interpret exactly what her executive order means. And I'll give you my opinion, or the perspective that I'm seeing it, the way I am looking at what she said and what the executive order sees. But first, make sure to head over and subscribe. I guess you don't have to head over. You can just kind of click below. Subscribe to this and make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get all notifications of every video that we come out with. I try to do these pretty much daily, maybe Monday through Thursday or something along those lines, Monday through Friday. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm just going to post them as much as I can, usually in the mornings. But make sure you subscribe and share. I don't have a big marketing group, so please share these videos and get the word out there about some of these bowling talks that we're going to have. Like today, we're going to talk about the Brunswick brand, go through the actual Brunswick website itself and see what they have in store for us to look at. But first, back to Governor Whitmer and her releasing of the bowling centers. The way I look at this, she released gyms and said 25%. You could have 25% capacity, and she also basically said, bowling centers could be venues to host organized sports, more or less, or organized events. So how you want to interpret that is up to you. The way I'm looking at it is basically leagues are okay. You can do leagues and tournaments and things of the such. I think the open play would be tough. They can still do their parties, I think, because those are technically organized events, but I'm not really sure how that goes. Now, the question at hand is, how are bowling centers going to survive with 25% capacity? Well, it's actually pretty simple. I'm pretty sure the capacity is actually by fire code of the building itself. It's not seating. It's actually just occupancy, not fire code seating. So it's much higher than what you think. Most bowling centers, the occupancy is going to be around 1,000 to 1,500, depending on how big the place is. So I know the little bar up in Gaylord where I used to work, the actual occupancy in the bar alone was like 425, I think it said. So it wasn't a very big bar. A lot of these hole-in-the-wall bars have occupancies of the 400s. So a bowling center with much more space based on square footage is going to have a much higher occupancy. So anybody that thinks you can't operate on 25%, I think you're fooling yourself. So maybe just look into it a little bit more. And again, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. So you should be able to still do full leagues as long as you're trying to go somewhat by the guidelines of the masking and all that stuff. I'm not sure how it's going to work with masks. It does say on there, masks required. So I don't know if it's going to be like in Ohio where you can take your mask off while you're bowling and while you're in the settee area, or if it's going to be like restaurants where you have to walk in with a mask and then take it off once you sit down. I don't know. I would imagine it should be like that, but you just never know with Whitmer. I have no idea what she's ever going to do or say. So anybody that lives in Michigan, you understand where I'm coming from. But as far as the food problem, I was hearing some rumors that they were saying that you could be open, but you couldn't serve food in concession. And I think the loophole around that is bowling centers are being considered venues because of their wording. So they should be okay to be able to serve food and bar and and beer and liquor and that type of stuff. So they should be okay with that. I would imagine they'd be able to get around it a little bit, because it wouldn't really make sense, because bars are open. Any place that serves 70% food to bar to actual liquor, you can be open, have your bar and everything open. So that wouldn't make much sense to me, as most bowling centers, I guess I don't know how that would fall under in Michigan in bowling centers, because I can't imagine that bowling center bars do 70% food, but I don't know. I think you can weasel your way into that, into the wording there and find a loophole. But I think it should be okay. I think bowling centers should be okay. We'll see what happens. My curiosity will be, how are people going to handle the mask situation? I know me personally, I'm not a fan of wearing a mask all the time. I take them off as much as I possibly can, just because I feel restricted. I feel like I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me. So I don't wear them as much as what people obviously want me to. But then again, if you ask my opinion based on this whole thing, I'm not even going to tell you my opinion right now. We're going to leave that alone. Anybody that follows me on social media, on my personal page, you kind of know how that is. But anyway, moving on. I think at least now bowling centers can finally do something. I know Brian Regan actually just, he said, next week on the 9th, he's going to run a sweeper at Oak Lanes in Michigan in the Metro Detroit area. So that's going to be pretty cool. Going to run it on the house shot. So make sure you get signed up at that, scratchbowling.com. You'll be able to take a look over there and see everything that he does. I'm sure he's going to be posting and booking a whole bunch of events here in Michigan shortly. So be on the lookout over there. But otherwise, we are going to switch over and take a look over at the Brunswick site and see what they have to offer. All right, so we've got the Brunswick site pulled up. We're going to take a look at this and run through. And actually, they've redone their website, which is pretty cool. I thought I was going to have to do an individual video on all of these brands, because they have the 7 now plus Ultimate. What is it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, and then plus Ultimate. So I guess we'll start over at the Brunswick and take a look at what they've got as far as products for them, if they've got anything new. I know they have some new stuff coming out bowling ball wise, so we'll kind of stay on the bowling ball section there and see what they have. Yep, here we go. This is the you got the Prism Warp, which is the hybrid version of the Prism Warp. You guys saw the video that I did on both the other prisms, the solid and the pearl. Or no, wait a minute. Oh, this is different. I did the Prism Hybrid and then the Prism Solid. This is the Prism Warp, and then I did the Prism Warp as well, the solid version. This is the hybrid version of the Prism Warp. So a little bit of a difference there. Not sure the release day. Actually, that just got released the other day. I think it was yesterday. These ones all got released. Then you have let's actually, I kind of want to click on that and see what the numbers are. I don't remember what the Warp numbers are. See what we got. So we're looking at 246051. So again, low RG and another big diff seems to be a pretty big thing, and then your intermediate differential of 018 there. So pretty strong bowling ball, being a hybrid cover, make it a little bit cleaner through the front rather than that solid Prism, the original Prism Warp there. But what I'm excited about actually is the Melee Jab Blood Red. The Melee Jab line, any of the Melee line has been very, very good. And this probably will not be any different. You're talking about 248050. For a bowling ball that has a cover like this, that is as clean as it is. If anybody that remember the original Melee Jab, and then that special edition one, basically the remake, super clean cover, but because of the bigger numbers with the core, you see quite a bit of motion still out of them. So 248050, good differential there in the 50s. You're not seeing a whole lot of bowling balls come out from some of these companies that have that lower differential. So maybe the igniters will. Let's see what the igniters have going on here. So this is reactive solid. Oh no, this is a urethane and reactive. So this is one of those blend bowling balls, I guess. Let me see here. Cover stock. Well, it says, yeah, relativity solid, right? But it says the igniter solid uses the same core as the jagged edge line and an updated and stronger relativity core that has been proven winner from Brunswick Solid. Igniter Solid provides a lot of hook without breaking the bank. It says two-year urethane and reactive. Oh, that's a silly me. That's just their warranty. This is just a solid cover stock. All right, so we've got, yeah, a little bit lower differential here. So 250043, so a little bit higher RG. Not in the high RG range yet, but still a little bit higher. And then you got the 043 there, a little bit lower differential. So it's not going to flare as much. Still pretty high there. Once you start getting into the 30s, that's when you start getting into the numbers that I really like, a little bit more controllable. And then you got the igniter pearl, which is going to be the same thing, just a pearl version, prism warp, and that's pretty much it that's new here. Yeah, here's those prisms, the prism hybrid. Let's just real quick go take a look and see if they have any new bags. I don't know if they have any new bags come out yet. Let's just go to all bags, and this all looks fairly similar to everything. I do like, ooh, I like that. I like the white edge triple roller. That's pretty sweet. It's a lot like the KR bag that I have right now is a white KR triple roller. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool. All right, so let's go take a look now over at Columbia 300. I don't know if they've come out with anything new. Oh yeah, the Authority Solid. Yeah, let's take a look. We've got the Authority Solid coming. You saw the Authority video that I did, the Pearl version. This is the Solid version. Numbers on this are 250050. So again, you know, at least this one, you get starting to get that little bit higher RG. It's not still, again, not in the high RG range, but it's not in the 246 range. So just a pinch a bit better, get it down the lane just a little bit before that core starts to take over. Differential, you can do a lot of different things. So the cool thing about differential is you can actually make them flare less, or you can make them flare more, you know, based on the layout on that. So as long as you go from one extreme to the other, everything in the middle, pretty much going to be the same. So one extreme or the other, you can make it flare a lot, you can make it flare a little. Depending on how you do it. So that's going to be pretty cool. Beast line, anybody new to bowling, that's what you're going to want to check out. The Beast line are very good beginner, entry-level bowling balls, and that's pretty much all they got there. I don't think they've done anything new with bags either. I think they've pretty much been the same concept bags that they've had for a while. So we'll move on from there over to, let's now take a look at the DV8 line. DV8 hasn't really done much lately. I don't know if they have any new bowling balls right now or not. I'm gonna check it out though. Oh, they did. They did the Verge Pearl. That's right. And then you have the Decree coming out. Ooh, the Warrant. Remember that? I'm like one of the only people that ever actually liked that ball. I love that ball. But the Decree is one. I don't know if it's new or not, but it's there. So we'll take a look at it. Man, I'm not a fan of the DV8 site here. This one's a little bit tougher to navigate. I'm not seeing the stats on this thing right now. Maybe I got to click on the core itself to get that to switch over. Switch to the core, get the numbers. Not seeing it. Resources, ball talker. Yeah, see, I don't want to download an info sheet, so that's a little frustrating on that part of the site, but that's okay. Let's go back over here and let's check out Ebonite. Ebonite has the Arrow. Is that how I say that? Arrow? Arrow bowling ball? Let's see what it is. Let's take a look. Arrow specs. This is now 250 again. 250050. That seems to be a popular number for the bowling balls they're coming out with right now. I wonder why that is. But again, same type of thing. This is, what is this? Is this a solid or is this a hybrid? This is a, where are you at? The GSVX cover stock. I don't see if it says it's a solid or a hybrid anywhere. I'm going to assume it's a solid. It looks like a solid. Yeah, it really doesn't say. Am I missing it? Maybe I'm missing it. If you see it, maybe let me know in the comments below what you see. But I'm going to assume it's a solid. It looks like a solid to me. And going over to Hammer. Oh wait, they might have had something else. Did they have anything else come out? I don't know if they had anything new other than that lately. Not just the Omni and the original stuff that came out before. So before the sale, I think. Was the Omni before? I don't know. See, I'm lost. All right, heading over to Hammer. Hammer had that Redemption line. The Redemption Solid was pretty sweet. Wasn't a big fan of the Pearl. Haven't tried the Redemption Hybrid yet. But yeah, that's the newest one, is the Redemption Hybrid. So nothing new coming from Hammer at this point. They just came out with the new ones. Let's check out Radical. Radical, I just did that bonus review. The bonus was really, really good. I like that. That's my new IQ Tour, basically. It's going to be pretty sweet. No, the Zing Pearl. Another one coming out as my son's doing dishes. Another one coming out. All right. Ooh, looks like new rollers, new bags. The triple rollers there. Those are pretty sweet from Radical. What is the Zing? Anybody remember what the numbers on the Zing were? We're going to find out. Hopefully this site's easy to... There we go. Yep, 250051. So again, real similar in that area, that almost that 250050 number again, basically the same. So we're getting a lot of the same type of stuff out of these bowling balls. They must be seeing something that they like and they're running with it. Proof Pearl, that's another one that I'm excited about because the proof was really good. I really like that solid version of that ball. Let's take a look at the numbers. We already know. We saw the numbers on the proof already. Now we'll look at this. It should be exact same, 251, and again, right at that same range, 052. So we're starting to see an awful lot of bowling balls coming out that are in that similar area from them. So they must have found something that they absolutely like out of those types of numbers. And then they're probably just trying to mix and match them with different types of covers that they have. So it'll be interesting to see how those go out on the lane. But I wanted to kind of guide you through there. I know I did the Storm website yesterday. This is now the Brunswick site. We'll go through probably like the Roto Grip site tomorrow, 900 Global, something different. We're gonna go through all the sites and kind of check out what the new stuff is coming through, along with some of the other talks that we have. So what do you guys think about the Michigan order? Do you think that, how's this gonna work in Michigan with the lanes being limited to 25% of the capacity of the center? And with the food and beverage thing, it's a little dicey there. If you've read the order, let me know in the comments below what you think about that. I'm not really sure how it's gonna work, what the actual interpretation really is, what we're actually supposed to go by. It'll be interesting to see how centers go about getting leagues and everything going, and you know what the centers are saying about everything now. I'm sure they're just happy to be able to get back into bowling, get back open again. So that's all I got for you today. Just wanted to give you a quick little update on Michigan, and check out the Brunswick site. Make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and until next time, guys, I'm out of here. We'll see you later.